Curious about what they aren't telling you? We're diving into the hard truths about these misguided claims. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or you'll stay in the dark and possibly become a wokie.
So do you personally believe undocumented immigrants should have access, should have taxpayer-free tuition?
Absolutely. I think undocumented immigrants have a negative connotation attached toward them, and they come to this country seeking a better life.
I actually do agree because I believe everybody should have an equal opportunity to get the right education. These kind of resources shouldn't be limited to people that are documented.
If it is a human right, then we naturally have to give it to the immigrants, right? If you do give education to the undocumented immigrants, you're going to increase the quality of the labor force. So that's going to.
What we're doing today is we are trying to raise money for tuition for undocumented immigrants since they don't have access. So would you be willing to give some money for that tuition?
If I did, I definitely would, but your girl is broke, so yeah.
I'll have to pass on that one.
But isn't it? But it's a human right, though.
It is a human right, absolutely.
Do you think you're violating their human rights then by not chipping in, or?
Emotional appeal. Well, I mean, no, it's a human right for me to say no, right?
And since they can't get it through taxpayer dollars, would you guys be willing to contribute?
I would love to, but I don't have cash on me right now.
Cash on me either right now, but I would love to.
Do you guys have Venmo?
I don't. I don't have money on me though.
Oh, you don't have money on you? What about Venmo? I mean, come on, because
I don't have Venmo.
education is a human right. You don't have Venmo?
No.
Because you seemed interested, would you be willing to give money?
Cash. I have no cash on me at all.
Venmo?
Sure, yeah, I'll give a Venmo.
Yeah.
Right now I have my Bulls card in my pocket. I haven't eaten in 2 days because I have no money.
It shouldn't be my duty to raise the money.
Right.
To tell you that.
Right.
These advocates demand free education for illegal immigrants, but clutch their wallets tight when it's their turn. Isn't that a bit hypocritical?
What people don't understand is when you have the mindset that you and I have, we don't care. I don't care. People can make fun of you. That's not me, like, kind of confronting you right now. It's not going to hurt your feelings. But your family, they could be embarrassed by this. Do you not feel any sort of, guilt to them? Not for you, because I see you're like me. We don't have a lot of shame. But your loved ones, they know it's a bit. I mean, why are you going to do this to them for so long, Josh?
Yeah, I'm just living my authentic truth. And
come on, Josh! Show me too! Quit playing with me! I'm the people on the blame, Josh! I can do this bit, I can do this dance with you, we can joke around, and I'll be nice, and I'll say all the transgender shit, but it's a work! This is a gimmick! This is like professional wrestling! Sorry, I'm not trying to yell at a beautiful lady like you, but what are we gonna do, Josh? What are we gonna do, dude? How long are you gonna freaking... do you have women's underwear on right now?
Well, I would never answer that.
Well, that means that you have some sort of weird sexual fetish. If you do, this is a weird sexual thing when you do it this long. When you do it for content, some of the greatest comedians in the world have put on a dress. I'm not even hating on you for that. But how long can this bit go? You got a lot of...
Alex challenges a person on their gender identity with some tough questions. Is everyone on the same page here?
Say that you're fine with people like criminals and such coming into the country?
Well, obviously not, but obviously if people are coming illegally, you can't screen that, but I guess.
So would you want to stop criminals coming into the country?
Well, yeah, but.
You think a border wall would help stop them?
Yeah, but I don't think I would want a border wall, so I think there are other ways, and I'm still all right with people coming illegally, really.
Wokies resist a border wall, but also reject unchecked entry. Can we find a balance? Or is it all or nothing?
Black people were shot unarmed in LA in 2019. Do you know that number?
Yeah, like 100, 150.
Maybe the hundreds, but
like 500 to
1,000?
It's unarmed? Well, it's only been one.
Damn.
Unarmed black person shot in LA has been one. I don't think they had any this year.
One unarmed black man. Bullshit.
And there were 4 white men killed unarmed by police.
In California. Okay.
Is that shocking?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely shocked.
Yeah. And so when you look at those numbers, it changed kind of the narrative of what you see on television. Black people aren't getting killed and shot unarmed the way they are presenting it. It's just that when one does, it's all over the news.
A retired black police officer shares his experiences and data on crime statistics. Ready for a dose of reality?
Let's determine that.
Does the fact that African Americans in general commit more crimes than white people, like change your mind on that at all?
You can have stats on something, but it doesn't change the fact that every single person is an individual.
I was reading this thing, it said whites and Hispanics are more likely to be shot by the cops than black people are. Police officers are 18 times more likely to be killed by a black man than a black man is to be killed by a police officer. Actually, blacks are shot less than white people on average by the...
A reporter lays out the actual stats of crime against blacks by the police. Are feelings clouding the facts?
Problem with saying you're against the death penalty, but then allowing tons, millions of unborn babies to be sentenced to death in a facility?
This can be over now, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that.
I don't see it that way. I'm surprised that you're asking the question in that particular way. We're talking about a being that is not born, has not lived. You're not alive until you've been loved and wanted.
So, homeless people that are not wanted, they have no family, they're not loved, we can just go out and take them off the streets, do whatever we want? They're not alive?
I think you've just called an end to this. If that's your stance, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
That's your stance. You said if someone's not loved and wanted, they're not alive.
Bye. Thank you.
Don't touch my...
A pro-choice advocate stumbles when asked about their stance on the death penalty versus abortion rights. Is there a consistent principle at play?
How do you define misogyny?
There's a lot of answers up there, Brian.
Yeah.
No, how do you define misogyny?
I don't know. I don't like this.
What? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave? Is it because I asked how you define misogyny? Is that the...
No.
I wanted to make sure that we were a feminist exits a debate when asked to define misogyny. Was the discussion too hot to handle?
Is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
That's why I need to be here. You need Jesus, ma'am. He can save you. He can give you a new heart. God can give you a new heart so that you love what God loves. No, that's irrational. What you're doing is irrational.
It is the most rational thing I've done.
You should love the proclamation of the truth of God's word.
A trans individual confronts a preacher with more volume than dialogue. Is shouting down others really a form of effective activism?
Yeah, it's not your culture, so I don't think you should appropriate it.
Whose culture is it?
Native Americans.
Who are the Native Americans?
The people who were here before Christopher Columbus was here, so they were on this land before us.
Okay. So why does that mean it's offensive? How does that correlate?
I mean, but that's just, I just don't think it's okay. I mean, it's...
Is my costume offensive?
I mean, it'd be way different if it was a white person doing blackface.
It would be different? Why would it be different?
Because it's more offensive.
A debate erupts over cultural attire, with double standards on full display. Why do the rules change based on who's wearing the costume?
And saying, Black Lives Matter, if you don't like it, leave. Did you notice that no one left? Because we all believe Black lives do matter, do we not?
Yeah.
Black lives do matter.
My best friends are black. I'm from downtown.
I have black friends.
Can I ask you a question? Do you support Joe Biden?
Yes.
Do you not think he's racist for all of the things that he has said?
I think that there have been things that he has said that may have been racist.
So since you support Joe Biden, are you racist?
No.
Oh, that
no, because he doesn't.
Okay, so he touches kids. Are you a pedophile?
He doesn't touch kids.
Yeah. But okay, so then racist. You must be racist then.
Assault allegations that are currently on the books against Trump. Do you want to talk about him paying off a 13-year-old girl Because and dropping those charges.
I'm not going to believe anything you say until I see proof with that. I just think it's funny how I support Trump, so I'm racist, but you support Biden, who actively has said racist things, and he called schools that are integrated a jungle gym, racial jungle gym. So you're not racist for liking a man supporting a man.
Accusations of racism fly in a heated exchange between supporters of Trump and Biden. Are we judging actions or labels?
Me, I couldn't even abort my dog's puppies, okay? How on God's earth can you abort a child that is God-given, okay? And the Bible says, no, wait, we listen to you. The Bible says, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. I knew you. He knew that you and I were going to stand here today and have this conversation. He knew everything that was going on today before he created the earth. What would happen if they had aborted Abraham Lincoln? What would have happened if they would have aborted
Trump? That would have been amazing.
That's your opinion.
Exactly. And but hear me, the Bible is also your opinion. It's not factual.
No, actually
it is not factual.
Actually, if you go back and study, and study,
I was raised Jewish.
Okay, I am Jewish myself. Okay, so nice try.
A Jewish debate on abortion showcases intense intra-faith disagreement. What happens when personal beliefs clash so publicly?
I mean, so from my understanding, the Olympic boxer is from Algeria, where it is illegal and it's a crime to be queer or trans.
He's recognized as male in Olympic boxing, yet some deny his gender. Are we ignoring biological facts for social narratives?
It's literally just common sense. It's saying that this is real history, this is what has happened in the past.
Wait, so what
that matters.
Okay, got it. So, for example, would you say that black-only dormitories is wrong?
It certainly creates a sense of community. I don't see any problem with that. We have sororities, we have male-only dorms.
But let me ask you a question. Are there differences between races?
No, not biologically.
Then why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Segregation is what you're arguing for, my friend.
No, sir.
How is it not segregation to have blacks in their own dorm?
You've just pigeonholed me, essentially.
You said it was a force of community, and then for your not for critical race theory...
That's an option. We have choice.
Oh, so you could choose to segregate.
That's a pigeonhole.
What do you think of white-only dormitories? Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
So I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong.
Charlie Kirk debates a student on critical race theory, bringing data into the classroom. Who's really learning today?
Do you think that the wage gap might be around because women choose to earn less? They choose fields and careers that make less money?
No, I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that women aren't given a voice, and maybe there is some there's a built-in repression of women being able to ask for more money and to step up, and that when you go and ask your boss for a raise, as a woman, you go in feeling like a bitch.
It's something that you won't understand as a white male.
A reporter questions if the gender pay gap is about societal structure or personal choice. What's driving these differences?
Can a child be transgender?
Yeah, I think so.
How and why? Explain it to me, and for our audience.
The thing is like I'm friends with quite a lot of transgenders, and the thing is I don't think it means like you don't have to fully transition, but it's like a lot of people, they have that thought inside their head, if you know what I mean, where like as a child they feel like they're not in the right body.
You just said, which is, look, everyone's experimenting with that non-surgical idea.
Yeah,
is that still okay for under 18s, even if it's just pronouns?
Because even still, you're taught like sex ed in primary school, you know what I mean? So you still get talks like that. So I feel like everyone should get a talk of how to like be themselves, treat other people fairly, stuff like that.
So I think what's really interesting is that you again, very common sense, I like it. So you mentioned sex ed, and you mentioned common respect. Mm-hmm. Is that not very different from saying to little Jimmy, actually, you might be a girl? Are they not two very different things?
I think
that's where we have to start the debate.
Yeah, I think that's kind of harder to answer. But so what do you mean? It's like telling people that it's okay for them to be themselves, and then saying like,
well, be who you want to be. When I was growing up, it was be whatever you want to be. But that meant be an astronaut, be a lawyer, be a doctor, that meant fulfill your potential. For example, if an 8-year-old reaches for the vodka bottle at home, parents should say.
A discussion on whether children can truly understand gender identity gets intense. Ideology versus reality. Who wins?
Trump, you guys hear about the FBI searching his Mar-a-Lago home?
Absolutely.
Upon the FBI's search of his Mar-a-Lago home, they found that he took the Bill of Rights. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about it, but are you surprised? I mean, there's very
It's
little.
a big thing to steal,
Sir, we're talking Donald Trump.
This search has exposed a few things that he spent money on when he was president. In 2018, he had spent $60 million of taxpayer money on golden toilets in the White House. Can I get a comment from you on that?
Well, of course it's wasteful when the people are hungry and homeless, but I just don't really understand why it's taken so long.
Donald Trump, in 2018, spent $15 million of taxpayer money on big game hunting, northern white rhinos. Can I get your thoughts on that?
They should him. You can't trust that mother. No, they should use that taxpayers' money on something else for the poor.
Do you have a message for Donald Trump
Trump critics swallow dubious claims without skepticism. Where's the line between fact and fiction?
Want to catch wokey moments in 4K? Watch till the end, subscribe, like the video, and comment wokies for a chance to win a brand new iPhone 16 or a cash prize. Also, don't forget to check out the next video on the end screen for more chances to win.
Do you think Pride is a place for kids?
10 years old, because that's when I was in 3rd grade and I took sex ed then. And if I'm able to learn about a vagina during that time, then why can't a kid learn about, what straight, cis, and all that other stuff is?
A wokie argues that bringing young children to a pride parade is fine. Are we considering the appropriateness of environments for kids?
Thing is that forcing a mother, or not a mother, she would be a terrible mother, forcing a woman to go through labor is not considered freedom. That is what you're trying to say.
Do you believe that it's okay to force a victim to have a child?
So I really love those arguments because I will address, and if you'll let me finish, I'll answer. So I will address that. But I think it's irrelevant to the case if we don't first condemn all other instances of abortion. Can you first condemn all other instances of abortion?
Why would we do that?
So why would you make it an argument?
It is for women who do not want to be pregnant.
So why bring up?
Because
it's a cope.
Actual thing that happens to real women. Real women get.
Counts for 0.1% of all abortions.
And it shouldn't matter if one woman has to endure the trauma of carrying a child to term after being.
It accounts for 0.1% of abortions. So first condemn the other 99.9, and then I will address it.
I absolutely would not condemn.
You're right, you won't, because you use it as a mechanism to cope.
A pro-life advocate is pressed to reconcile their views on abortion with their other beliefs. Looking for logical consistency. Will we find any?
I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm Linda, Cheryl.
Nice to meet you.
And you are?
What's the matter?
Oh, I'm just trying to be nice.
Could I ask you what you're doing?
We're having a press conference.
Sweet. Could I talk?
No.
Why? You want a kiss?
No thanks. No thanks. No thanks.
Why are you blocking my
Because I felt like it.
Why are you so angry?
I want to punch you in the face.
I wish you would. You would go to jail immediately.
Awesome.
Do it. Do it. I dare you.
I want you to go to jail with me.
All right, go.
So we can f*** you up.
Why are you so... Can I ask you if you're Christian?
No, I'd rather go to hell.
Yeah, I figured you would. That's where you're going.
All my friends will be there.
All your friends will be there? Are they pro-choice too?
We're going to continue.
Are they pro-choice too?
With an emergency medicine physician.
Are we just playing the silent game now?
Dr. Mary Jane Brown.
Figured.
Come forward and tell us.
You have nothing to say because you know you'll lose. Why are you putting your body into me or touching me right now?
Oh God, are you uncomfortable? Me too.
Yeah, kinda.
Get back.
If you're uncomfortable, get away from me.
Trying with them when I had to tell them that they were miscarrying a wanted pregnancy.
Literally never happens.
You need to leave now. We have permission to be here. You need to leave.
Are you mad?
Leave.
This is a great day. You guys are gonna go to jail.
You need to leave.
I don't need to go anywhere.
I think it'd be in your best interest.
This is public property.
Ask them to be respectful. They can have a press conference. They're welcome.
Thank you for being nice,
You
by the
all
way.
can have
You're the first nice person.
have a press conference. I think you have a right to do that.
Thank you.
But don't interrupt others, okay? You can be here.
I just disagree with the points, but thank you for being nice, by the way. Thank you for being nice. God bless you. You're a nice person. You really are. Can't say the same about anyone else.
No exception from mothers whose lives are at risk from breast cancer, melanoma, other dangerous cancers.
They're saying that they want me gone, but haven't done anything.
Oh, you have the right to stay here too.
Thank you.
Remember, offensive speech is still free speech.
God bless you.
What the state of Tennessee is saying,
We just don't want anything to
he's disputing this speaker, he's disrupting.
There's nothing we can do about his freedom of speech as long as he don't hit y'all or assault y'all.
Okay.
By the way, she threatened to kill me, that woman right there. I don't know if you can do anything about that, but she said she wanted me.
He threatened that I would go to jail.
You did not. Now you're lying. That's a typical Democrat right there.
Kind of make sure that we keep a little bit of space just to make sure nothing.
You literally got right in front of me. Now you're complaining about it. You were over here. I came. You came up to me.
I'm so sorry.
So stop playing victim. That's what you guys all do. Because you have no case for anything. You play victim. Just keep your legs closed. This won't be an issue.
Every one of these things.
I do. I do.
Go live your life.
This is my life. Making sure you people don't have an abortion.
Civility falls by the wayside as a reporter confronts a particularly rude pro-life advocate. Is respect no longer part of the conversation?
Life. Okay. Actually, something I would like to tell you. 13,000 lives are taken every year due to homicides with a gun. Up to 3 million lives are saved every year due to defensive use of firearms. Being pro-gun is being pro-woman, pro-lives, pro-LGBTQ. That is the most #1 thing you can do to support anyone's life, is saying, yes, you have the right to defend yourself. Up to 3 million lives are saved every year due to defensive use of firearms. Why are you harming people's lives by wanting to restrict that?
Give me a second. I want to look up a statistic.
I have the statistics. I know what I'm talking about. I know the facts. They don't. They come out here and want to push their propaganda thinking I don't know what I'm talking about. Here's an example.
A wokey anti-gun advocate is challenged with hard data. Can emotional arguments stand against solid statistics?
Yeah, because these are people who are coming in and instigating and terrorizing our students on this campus, and that's not okay.
Are they telling you that you can't leave the area? Are they threatening you specifically in any way?
Not specifically. They're threatening me with their language, with their ideals.
Unfortunately, I mean, if your ideals or their language doesn't conform to what your thinking is, that's what freedom of speech is.
It's not.
So if you agree with something, he agrees with something else, you guys agree to disagree.
As long as they're not chaining you against your will,
right.
As long as they're not threatening you physically, they're allowed to have their opinion just as much as you're allowed to have yours.
So there's nothing you guys can do?
No, sir. That's freedom of speech.
So that means they're allowed to terrorize students by using
Once again, terrorize is the word that you're using. That's your opinion. I'm here to help you as much as you can, but I'm trying to figure out what law they're breaking right now. So I'm trying to figure that out. That's why I'm asking you. You just keep giving me ideas, your opinions. And the law is not about opinions, it's about facts.
A cop discusses the essentials of free speech with a lefty student. Isn't free speech a right for all, regardless of viewpoint? For more wokey videos, click on the screen right now.